What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and some more Birthright domain reviews here. So we are wrapping up, or in the process here, still wrapping up the northern marches, and we're basically going to be 2/3 of the way through now with the non-political domains. So we're going to take a look at some of the guilds of the north, specifically this trio here of the Stonecrown Coster, Source of the Maesil, and Northlands Exchange. So yes, they are 3 different guilds. That being said, they're all run by one person, and some might say that Cariel, by extension, is also sort of run indirectly through the leader of this guild. So these are all neutral evil, not available to PCs either. And as it says here, this giant enterprise is forcing other guilds of the north to find green pastures in other regions. So as you can see, massive holdings here. So you have in Cariel, Lamie, even, and in Dosone. So you have all kinds of holdings here. So, and continues on here even in Tuarhivel and Tuarnen. So fair bit of regency accumulated here, but a massive war chest here of 60 gold bars. So these 3 guilds, again, run by, as we see here, I'm going to butcher this name, but Mheallie Bireon, and just, again, she is pulling the strings of Cariel and really is just a powerhouse in this guild realm here, and really in the underworld here too. So she is a level 8 thief, very solid bloodline, and also neutral evil. And as it says here, controls all 3 associated guilds, and she bows to no one. After working her way up from the forest camps of Cariel, she vowed to own it all one day, and she basically does. So, at the center of anything in the north here, guild activity-wise, really, you cannot escape the power and influence of her. And now, if you're running domains and playing the game in that sense, certainly if you have any guild in or around the north, you're going to find yourself dealing with her, and it's not going to be pretty. So you're going to have to work really hard to disrupt these guilds. So, and then that will also play out very likely in other areas, other domains, not necessarily domains as in the domains here, but just on other levels too, because this will have political and other fallout too. Because, I mean, really, she will stop at nothing to get what she wants, and so it's going to be, again, really tough to deal with her. That being said, you don't get this much power without making some enemies, and she definitely has those. So as we see here, other guilds of the north, we have Tuarhivel. She's not necessarily going to be on bad terms with them just because of the lucrative nature of being able to trade with the elves. But others here, so the Northern Imports and Exports, Upper Anweir Traders, Andean and Sons, and especially Stjordvik Traders from Storm Holston. We'll get into him more when we cover the Rurik, but there's definitely lots of underground competition here among these various guilds, and it's pretty, again, pretty cutthroat. So especially dealing with the influence of the Rurik, again, specifically in Dosone, and again, that is just almost like the a battleground in a sense for a lot of this type of activity. And again, lastly, the Gorgon, but really not really much in the way of trade there. The Gorgon does what the Gorgon does, so really can't speak about it in guild terms there. But again, just lots and lots of competition there. The other description here, so there's no level to which this merchant regent won't stoop to bring out another copper, and she has hired plenty of thugs to enforce her will. The other guilds of the north have to play the way she does, or they find themselves out of business, or possibly floating down a river somewhere, or buried out in the wilderness. So definitely a fun and interesting guild for the DM to run, and basically you almost have this like spider web-like organization that can work its way into campaigns in many different areas. So in some ways, PCs may need to tread lightly, but they may not know that they've done something wrong, or they might look and try to right some of these wrongs if they happen to notice just the way some of the guilds are and stuff, but not realizing, again, that she's got her hands in everything basically. And so yeah, she's not sitting on the throne of Cariel, but she can keep the current regent there as sort of the puppet ruler, while she really kind of runs the show in many respects. And again, anything in and around the northern marches, as we see with any of these other related guilds, barring, again, the elves. Again, I think she's going to be mostly friendly terms there. But, you're going to deal with her influence. Again, these 3 different guilds. Also, they don't really mention it here, but essentially as far as the public knows, these are, again, literally 3 separate guilds run by 3 different people, and she probably has someone installed as sort of the face of those organizations. But again, no one really realizes that she is at the heart of it all, and also, again, sort of the power directing the affairs of Cariel as well. So definitely a very interesting and powerful organization or organizations here to throw into campaigns, and something fun for players to either strive against or heck even try to join and maybe work your way up, and as maybe an end goal to be sort of a replacement or change the direction of the guild. So there's so many other things there, especially again going more back to the religious side, because the so first of all, real quick, Bireon here and the ruler here, or the leader of the Northern Reformed Church, they also have a pretty good working relationship. So, the hearts and minds of the people then also go with, being able to put money in people's pockets, and then, take that money and put it into the church's pockets. So there's a kind of a racket going on between those two in some of the expanded information that's out there. But what I was getting at is actually, so with the hearts and minds of the people split between the new sort of more capitalist society and then the more traditional, worship of nature here with like the Oaken Grove. So there's a lot of competition there as well, but then that sometimes spills over into guild activity that's allowed or not allowed, and sort of the rapid deforestation of Cariel and other areas where her guilds are active, and that butts up against the more traditional values that the people of the North had, and those who still worship Eric, especially a little bit more north of Uric. So again, there's lots of complicated religious, cultural, and just real world issues that all tie together here. So the North is definitely not some simple sort of frontier setting in this. It's actually, when you dig a little bit below the surface, there's definitely a lot going on there. And that's where also having some of the Uric material can help. Even if you're not necessarily going to adventure up there or play that in your campaign, it is worth having that to learn a little bit more about the goings on in your campaigns in and around the Northern Marches. So something to keep in mind there. But let us know, guys, your thoughts on the guilds of the North and how that all is interrelated, and how you've encountered them in your campaign, whether it's the 3 that we talked about here primarily or any of the other ones listed here. And again, we've touched on some of those because they also are found in the Heartlands or West Coast. So a campaign that we've run actually is dealing where the players are actually part of the guild here and have worked their way up, but may at some point sort of run afoul of the more evil intentions of those in charge. So, but that's the story for another time. Again, hit us up in the comments, guys. Let us know your thoughts on the guilds of the North, and we will see you in the next one as we get to the sources finally of the North, and then we will be done and move on to the Eastern Marches. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.